it's real, it's real. Trying to convince you that your thoughts and your feelings and emotions are very real. Every day I wake up, it's getting more like either kill or be killed. I walk in this smoke and keep it real. I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. See it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just killed us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So long and it's gonna guarantee it, you gon' choke. Cause running, man, this shit ain't no joke. We'll never lose hope cause we tapped in. Stuck in the wheel, then the system got us strapped in. Ain't put no hope, we gon' get it out the back end. Like how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I've been feeling like this for so long.
How could you be asleep? Stop in your face, you ain't gotta reach. All you gotta do is listen to me pipe down. I'm about to teach, this in the air. I'm about to preach, letting it see like the man that had a dream about from a boy to a man to a king. Damn, it was feeling the bell about the ring. More EINs and LLCs for the family tree. So the picture a little more proud of me. Since I planted some seeds, I'm thinking for 3. I got some meanings, I'm on my God the evil. But they do a mojo like Austin. DNA, unlocked. Producing the product for profit. Just me and honest, they want me honest. I like a comment, she so astonished. Hey, she living in the camera, her garments. Even some straight to get back to some money.
I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. See it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just killed us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So don't walk in that smoke, guarantee it, you gon' choke. Cause running, man, this shit ain't no joke. But we'll never lose hope, cause we tap in. Stuck in the wheel, then the system got us trapped in. Ain't broke, but we gon' get it off the back end. Like how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I been feeling like this for so long.
I forget about the shit that they told me. Kinda think about it, I don't even think I know me. I'm on the getting shot by the police. Could've been me, so I'ma let my soul speak. For the ones who came, for the ones we lost. These niggas cross their own people just to be a boss. I'm choosing love with the evil eye never cross. Show them my people shit get deep before you're finding out. All of the cities so people because it's coming out. If I can change the fame, we can have it all. So it's time, all the time on the flash screen. Fuck Trump, fuck Biden, and fuck a vaccine. Cause I'm going full speed, gotta kiss me. Riding till the wheels fall off and gotta ask me. And I know the niggas play like controllers. Ain't no fear now, can't be shit come like a soda. Tell myself that I was tripping. Truth hit hard like a nigga getting a whipping. Nigga, I'm too solid here, nah, I ain't dripping. MJ sticks, nah, nigga, I ain't pippin'. Breaking news line, yeah, straight from the gutter. Spit straight face, nigga, I'm my brother. Talking God talk, I'm a man like gutter. Got the cold flow with the niggas at the gutter.
I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. See it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just killed us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So don't walk in that smoke, guarantee it, you gon' choke. Cause running, man, this shit ain't no joke. We'll never lose hope cause we tap in. Stuck in the wheel, but the system got us trapped in. Ain't broke, but we gon' get it out the back end. Like how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I've been feeling like this for so long.
Top X Hebrews, purity and becoming one. Hebrews, you guys know the customary thing around here when we go live, we always give it a few minutes to see how many brews gonna come in, because we love it when we all can be here in live time in real action, Hebrews. And remember this, whether you're on the live or on the playback, hit the like button as you come through the door. Sit down, take off your shoes, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Hebrew, what are you waiting on? Even if you're a Gentile, if you listening to these videos, if you watching, and I know some of you Gentiles, you come over here, you watch all of the brothers and sisters channels, okay? If you're over here watching all the time secretly, you might as well subscribe. If you a Gentile, you might learn a thing or two from the brothers and the sisters. Okay? Family, we're going to play this song back one more again, see how many brews come in. Remember, hit the like button on your way in the door. We also have a live chat. If you want to say something in the chat, go ahead and say something, Hebrews. Y'all know how we do. We read every single comment in the live chat, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's ugly or horrific. We don't run from no comments. We don't hide any comments. If you just come in here and just start calling niggas names and all of that stuff, then we gonna block you and do who knows what to you. But if you come in here and you act like a normal, sensible human being, family, we're not all gonna agree on everything, but we must be respectful of everybody. All of us have to respect everybody. That's the way that it is, Hebrew. Leave your comments in the live chat, and I will read them all, Hebrews. After we play this song, we're going to get into what we came to do. And anybody who comments in the live, like I said, I will start reading your comments right after we play this song back. Hit the like button, Hebrew.
It's real spill. Trying to convince you that your thoughts and your feelings and emotions are very real. Every day I wake up, it's getting more likely.
Share this video, Hebrew.
I'm walking this smoke and keep it real. I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. See if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just hit us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So I'm walking this smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause man, this shit ain't no joke. We'll never lose hope, cause we tap in, stuck in the wheel, then the system got a strap in. Hey, fuck, look, we gon' get it off the back end. And how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? I been feeling like this for so long. How could you be sleep, stop in your face? You ain't got
X Hebrews.
I'm about to teach this in the air. I'm about to preach, letting me scared. The man that had a dream about him going to a man to a two families, feeling with the devil about the rain. More EINs and LLCs for the family tree, so the picture will move more product for me. Since I'm planning some seeds, I'm thinking for 3. I got some enemies, I know my God the evil, but they want more though, like Boston.
Hit that like button on your way in the door, Hebrew. Subscribe to the channel, Hebrews.
I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. See if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just hit us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So I'm walking this smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's raining, man, this shit ain't no joke. But we'll never lose hope, cause we tap in, stuck in the wheel, then the system got a strap in. Hey, fuck, we gon' get it off the back end. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? For so long. For so long.
Hit that like button, Hebrew.
I'm on the getting shot by the police, could have been me, so I'ma let my soul speak. For the ones who came, for the ones we lost. These niggas cross their own people just to be a boss. I'm choosing love with the evil eye never cross. And a lot of people shit get deeper when you're finding out. All of the stickers gon' be quick because it's coming out. If I can change the pain, you can have it all. Talk this time, all the time on the flash screen. Fuck Trump, fuck Biden, fuck a vaccine. Cause I'm going full speed, gotta kiss me. Riding to the wheels fall, my friend gotta ask me. And I know that we can play like controllers. Ain't no free nine, can't be shaking like a soda. Tell myself that I'm tripping. Truth hit hard like a nigga getting whipping. Nigga, I'm too solid, hell nah, I ain't dripping. MJ status, nah, nigga, I ain't pippin'. Breaking news line, yeah, straight from the gutter. Spit straight face, man, nigga, I'm my brother. Talking God talk, I'm a man like the gutter. Got the cold flow with the niggas like the gutter. For real, I'ma do it if nobody else gon' do it. See if nobody else gon' see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just hit us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So I'm walking this smoke, guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause it's raining, man, this shit ain't no joke. We'll never lose hope, cause we tap in, stuck in, I will, but the system got us trapped in. Ain't fuck up, we gon' get it out the back end. And I fuck, I've been a super so long. How the man run you for so long? I've been feeling like for so long.
Oh, yeah. Tav X Hebrews. Purity and becoming one. Hebrew, grab a pen and a pad. Or, I always tell you, you have the choice of coming back and watching this video as many times as you need to let this thing sink all the way in through that thick Hebrew skull. Hey, family, as Hebrews, I understand our skulls are very thick. Okay? Our skulls are some of the thickest skulls known to mankind. That's why it's hard to get knowledge up into these Hebrew noggins of ours. Okay? But today, we're going to keep it nice and simple, Hebrews. We're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to be reading out of the Yahawah Bible. And before I go further, Hebrew, let me state this. This video right here should be considered a audio-only recording. I repeat, this video right here should be considered a audio-only recording. Sin Augusta says, mad love, bro. Hey, Sin Augusta, mad love right back at you, broski. And mad love and much love to any of you who are in here on this live, and much love to any of you who will watch on the playback. Okay? You can grab your pen, grab your pad. You can write this down. Okay? You will literally be writing down the first 2 chapters of Genesis. Or you can just sit back and let your brother read to you out of the Yahawah Bible. Family, why am I reading out of the Yahawah Bible today? And why are we reading Genesis? Well, for number one, I told you guys I am going back and I am rethinking and reconsidering everything that I thought I so-called knew. Okay? Because once you uncover one lie, you easily and usually very quickly realize there's many more lies to uncover. Family, many of us stopped. Once we figured out that JC in the New Testament was false, we stopped looking for lies, family. And how much more easier will the trap be to fall into? Because you think that just because you figured out that the New Testament is wicked and it's foul, and you figured out that JC is an idol, so now you think you can go to the Old Testament and just believe everything that's in there without thoroughly investigating it. And I mean doing your own homework. Not letting somebody else teach you something and not digging into it for yourself. Another thing I'm going to tell you guys that I always say, do not believe anything that I say. Okay? Don't believe anything that I say. What you better be doing, you better be going out there and doing your own research. But you know what's so funny though? When people go out there and do their own research and other people go out and do their own research, when they find common ground, things they agree on, lots of other Hebrews get angry. Because number one, most Hebrews are not willing to dig on their own. The only thing that most Hebrews are going to learn is what somebody else teaches them. They're never going to go out and learn independently. I got a news flash for you, Hebrew. You were born into this world by yourself. Yeah. You know what that means, Hebrew? You were born into this world by yourself. Do you know what that means, Hebrew? That means that you're going out of this world by yourself as well. Understand this, Hebrew. I don't care if you're in a building at work or at some kind of gym or gathering, and the building collapses and 100 people are in there and you all die. You still are dying by yourself. Because although those other 99 people are dying, they're not dying with you. When you die, you're going to be in your own world. You're going to deal with your own situation. Those people are not going down the death portal with you. You have your own individual death portal. Just like you had your own individual birth portal. Even though there were other people being born the same day and time as you were, they weren't born with you. You came in this world by yourself. And you're going out the same way. Even if a whole room full of people die at the same time, they're not dying with you. You're going to die by yourself. The same way you came in this world. So you need to be doing independent research, Hebrew. I can't stress this enough, Hebrew. Do not believe anything that I say. What you best be doing is grabbing a spiritual shovel and a spiritual scuba pack and diving deep on your own. That's right. Okay? That's what we encourage over here. This channel is in the process of literally nose diving into the rabbit hole of truth. And a lot of people, they just can't take that. So therefore, they're going to drop off to the side. And that's okay. It's just like a metro bus or a metro train. Everybody doesn't get off at the same stop. Everybody doesn't get on at the same stop. When it's time for you to get on the train, you get on. When it's time for you to get off, you get off. That's in all things, Hebrews. I can't make this up. I wouldn't make this up. Because I know there's a penalty for bearing false witness. But what I am about to do is I'm going to shut my big black mouth, okay? And what I'm getting ready to do, I'm getting ready to go over here and I'm getting ready to read. I'm getting ready to read from chapter 1 and 2 in the book of Genesis. Check this out, Hebrew. Check this out. Before I read chapter 1 of Genesis and chapter 2, right? This is a Yahawah Bible. This is not like our regular King James Bible or any of these other translations. And remember that, family. This is a translation. This particular translation that I'm going to be reading from, this is going to read the way that the Old Testament would read if they didn't scratch Yahweh's name out. Okay? In what people call the Hebrew Bible or the Old Testament, excuse me, it's either 5,000 times or 7,000 times that Yahweh's name appears in those scriptures. And they scrubbed it out every single time and they replaced it with Lord in capital Lord letters. Why did they do this? Why did they do this? Well, it's easy. They did not want you to know the name of the Most High. They did not want you to call on the name of the Most High. There's power in the name of the Mighty One of Jacob. That's why they had to veer us off track, give us all these other gods. Family, there is so many gods out there. And you know what? One day we may have to do a video on that. And it's something that I've been thinking about. And even before I realized that I thought about this, but the religion in my brain didn't allow me to pursue this. Think about this, family. One of the most highest commandments is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. I repeat, one of the most highest commandments is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. You know what that means? If the Most High is telling you don't have no other gods before him, that statement right there is also acknowledging that there are other gods. Do you see that, family? Do you see that, family? And this is nothing deep. This is just simply looking at a statement that is made. A commandment is a statement, family, and breaking it down to what the Most High is saying and also what he's not saying. If he's telling you don't have another God before him, that means that what? It's possible for you to have another God and put that God before him. He says don't do that. That's a sin. But people in religion will say, no, there's only one God. Well, if there was only one God, how would the Most High tell you don't have any God before him? You see that? Religion has played a great trick on us all, family. It will cause us to philosophize, to come up with all kinds of teachings and thinkings and sayings instead of letting the text say what it says. That's like me if I tell you, don't have any other men before me. That statement is admitting that there's other men out there in the earth. You can't say, no, there's no such thing as any other men. That's ridiculous. The Most High says, thou shalt have no other gods before me. That's telling you that there is other gods out there. We would call those gods idols. You see this, family? Family, we've been fed a lot of nonsense, family. And in many of these translations, they're going to tell us, oh, hey, we're doing all these translations because we want to help people understand the word of God. When actually, these heathens are out to do the exact opposite. Their goal is to confuse you. Now, although it's backfiring on them and it's not working like they would want it, but their goal is to confuse you, Hebrew. And that's why they came up with all these versions where the name of Yahawah is not in there. It just says Lord over and over and over in the Old Testament with capital letters. You remember this from now on, Hebrew. Every time when you read the Hebrew Bible or what the world calls the Old Testament, you remember when you're reading in the Old Testament, every single time when you see the word Lord in capital Lord, and it's thousands of times, it used to say Yahawah. Like I'm about to read to you right now. But before I read Genesis chapter 1 and 2, let me read one of these things in here in this preface. Maybe I'll come back at another time and I'll read other parts of this preface. Let me see which one I want to read to you guys. Okay. I'll read this to you guys before I read Genesis chapter 1 and 2. The title of this particular preface is called Importance Placed on the Name, and it has an exclamation mark. Listen to this. Throughout the Holy Scriptures, one can read of the importance placed on the name of Yahawah. Knowing and using our Creator's name in worship and study has been important for each generation. For Yahawah is the only being who can give life, as the Holy Scriptures also say. But look, y'all know I got to throw this New Testament stuff in here, right? I'm going to read it. 1 Timothy 6 and 16. Understand this too. Even though this is the Yahawah Bible, they attach the abominable New Testament to it. So even though you got truth, they're still going to try to add the lies in there. Keep your eyes open, Hebrew. It says 1 Timothy 6 and 16. Who alone has immortality, dwelling in the light, which no man can approach unto. Whom to man has, whom no man has seen, nor can see, to whom belongs honor and power everlasting. Hallelujah, Yahawah, praise Yahawah. But y'all see that, even though it's the New Testament, it didn't just say praise the Lord, it said praise Yahawah. Do y'all see that? Hey, family, the lies is heavy, fam. It says the scripture alone shows the great importance that is attached to knowing our Heavenly Father's name. But as this age grows closer to an end and all hope of life and protection slowly vanishes, and as it becomes more obvious that mankind will use his capabilities to eradicate all life, it becomes extremely important for people to know our Creator's name and to become knowledgeable of the great plan Yahawah reveals in his unadulterated word. For it is only those who call with the name of Yahawah who will be delivered at the end time. Family, did y'all hear what that said? Did y'all hear what that said, family? And that's in one of the prefaces, family. It says that, not my words, letting you know the people who captured us and seized our records, they know these things, family. It's me and you who don't know this. Okay, here we go. Genesis chapter 1. And it says the Bereshith. In the beginning. Okay, here we go, family. Genesis chapter 1. And we got 31 verses in chapter 1 of Genesis. I'm going to read it straight through so we can get through this. In the beginning. In the beginning, Yahawah created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth became without form and empty, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of Yahawah was hovering over the face of the waters. And Yahawah said, let there be light. And there was light. And Yahawah saw the light, that it was beneficial. And Yahawah divided between the light and between the darkness. And Yahawah called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And Yahawah said, let there be an expanse between the waters, and let there be separation between waters from the waters. So Yahawah made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. And it was so. And Yahawah called the expanse sky. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And Yahawah said, let the waters under the sky be gathered to one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And Yahawah called the dry land earth, and gathered the waters he called seas. And Yahawah saw that it was fitting. Then Yahawah said, let the earth produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. And it was so. And the earth produced vegetation, seed-bearing plants according to their kind, and seed-bearing trees according to their kind. And Yahawah saw that it was right. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And Yahawah said, let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark the feasts and for days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. Yahawah made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. And Yahawah set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And Yahawah saw it was right. So the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Then Yahawah said, let the waters bring forth an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth, across the expanse of the sky. So Yahawah created great sea creatures, and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And Yahawah saw that it was fitting. And Yahawah blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let birds multiply on the earth. So the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Then Yahawah said, let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth, each according to its kind, and it was so. And Yahawah made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And Yahawah saw that it was right. I see something in verse 25, y'all. That's what I just read. Then Yahawah said, I will make man in my image, according to my likeness. They will have rulership over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Yahawah created man in his own image. In the image of Yahawah, he created the man. Then he created the woman from the man. Then Yahawah blessed him, and Yahawah said to him, be fruitful and multiply, till the earth and subdue it. Have rulership over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And Yahawah said, behold, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of all the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed, to you it shall be for food. Also to every beast of the earth, to every bird of the air, and to every thing that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food. And it was so. I see something in that verse right there too, family. And the last verse. Then Yahawah saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very right. Not just right, it was very right. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Family, that's the first chapter of Genesis right there. Family, I saw something that jumped out to me again in verse 30. It says, also to every beast of the earth, not some, to every beast of the earth, to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food, and it was so. Family, that's just another dagger to let you know even the animals originally was supposed to be eating plant-based diets, fam. And I saw something right here in verse, was it verse 25? Look, yeah, verse 25 says, and Yahawah made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps in the earth according to its kind. Family, do you notice when it says he created the beast of the earth according to its kind? Then it has a comma. And then right after that, it says, and cattle according to its kind. For years, I would have assumed that when God said he created the beast, he created the cattle. But right here, it gives the distinction between, and Yahawah made the beast of the earth according to its kind. Then it has comma. Then it says cattle according to its kind, comma, letting you know it's not counting cattle when it says beast after its kind. What does that mean? You ask 5 different Hebrews what that mean, I'm sure you'll get 5 different answers. Just something to think about, where it says, and Yahawah says, I will make man, and Yahawah made the beast of the earth according to its kind. Letting you know that that's referring to something right there. What is that? I don't know. Could be multiple things. And then it says, cattle according to its kind, and then it says, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. Family, is some stuff that we're not grabbing all the way because it's never been revealed to us. That's the first chapter. We're gonna read chapter 2. Tonio Ben Yasharal says, Shalom, my brother. Finally caught another live. Good to see you still going strong. All praise to the Most High alone and forever. That's right, brother. This is forever. Tonio Ben Yasharal, always good to see you, brother. Glad that you could be in here to catch this live right here. And you are correct. All praises to the Most High alone and forever. Brother King David says, Tavex just woke up from a quick nap before the gym. That's right. That's right. Get it in, Brother King David. Do your thing, brother. Always good to see you here. Always good to see all of you Hebrews up in here. Okay? I love you guys. That's why I make these videos, family, because I love my brothers and sisters. Period. Period. Okay? Now we are going to read chapter 2. Chapter 2 has 25 verses, family. And you know what? Who knows, family? And you know what? Who knows? Maybe, of course, we ain't going to do it all in one night, but who knows? Maybe, depending on how you guys feel about it, you guys will let me know. Maybe we'll work our way through the whole book of Genesis on live streams. We could come out and read 2 chapters per stream. That way I don't get burnt out from my voice just reading these comments. But y'all will let me know. But we started from the first 2 chapters. Every time we do a live reading, we'll read 2 chapters. We'll mess around and read the whole book of Genesis. If we ain't careful, we'll mess around and read the whole Torah right here on the live stream together. I'm just saying. Maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. Who knows? Only the Most High knows, family. But what I am about to do, I'm about to read chapter 2 of Genesis, family. So anybody out there who's watching this live, share this live with somebody. Hit this like button so that your other brothers and sisters will see this. Share this video with somebody. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Here we go, Hebrew. Chapter 2. The book of Genesis, coming out of the Yahawah Bible. And it reads, Thus the heavens and the earth and all the host of them were finished. And on the 7th day, Yahawah ended, excuse me. And on the 7th day, Yahawah ended his work which he had done. And he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had done. Then Yahawah blessed the 7th day and set it apart to be holy, because in it he rested from all the work which Yahawah had created and made. This is the genealogical history of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day that Yahawah made the earth and the heavens. before any plant of the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown. For Yahweh had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to work the ground. You know what, family? This is something that I'm seeing right here, and I'm seeing it now, right? I guess because I'm reading it right now in the moment with you guys. I've heard other people say before that there are two creations going on. I'm not saying it. I'm saying I've heard other people before say that there are two creations in Genesis. They said that it was one in chapter 1 and one in chapter 2. And family, I don't know about you guys, but as we're reading this, it seems like this is literally Genesis chapter 1 is the creation of the heavens and the earth and all the animals. And right now, it seems as if it's literally starting over in chapter 2. I don't know if anybody else saw that. I'm going to start over again. Chapter 2. Now remember, we just read chapter 1 in Genesis. And look, maybe I'll do it like this. The last verse in chapter 1 of Genesis is verse 31. This is how chapter 1 in Genesis ends, y'all. Then Yahawah saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very right. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day. That's how Genesis chapter 1 ends. Now listen to how Genesis chapter 2 starts. And tell me, I see it right here. Tell me if this sounds like this is starting over with another creation right after God has already made everything. Listen to this. The first verse in Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth and all the host of them were finished. Verse 1 lets you know that all of creation has been created. Now look at verse 2. And on the seventh day, Yahawah ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Verse 3. Then Yahawah blessed the seventh day and set it apart to be holy, because in it he rested from all his work which Yahawah had created and made. So it's telling you that he created everything, then he rested, right? Now listen to how verse 4 starts off. This is the genealogical history of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day that Yahawah made the earth and the heavens. Verse 5. Before any plant of the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown, for Yahawah had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to work the ground. Do y'all see that, family? Now it's going back to the genealogical history, which we literally just got in chapter 1. And it's right after it tells you the creation, it immediately starts over in chapter 2, telling you the creation again. I've never seen this before. It seems a little strange. Okay? And then verse 5. Before any plant of the field was in the earth. As you can see, now it's back to nothing is on the earth. You see that? It tells you the whole creation of the heavens, the earth, the animals, plants, and man. And now here we are in the very next chapter, verse 5. Before any plant of the field was in the earth. We right back to square one. You see that? I mean, that's how it looks to me. I don't know if you guys see it. Maybe you're seeing something different. But now I'm going to read it all the way through from verse 5. Before any plant of the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown, for Yahawah had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to work the ground. But a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yahawah formed man of the dust of the ground. Do y'all see that? Now I got to stop right there, because now it's telling you he's forming man from the dust of the ground again. But we already have all of that stuff created in chapter 1. Now it's immediately starting over. Now either there's two creations in Genesis 1, or this is rehashing the same exact thing directly after you just got finished laying it out. It's something to think about. I've never seen this before, and I'm considering everything. Why is it doing the creation story again when the Bible literally starts off with the creation in Genesis 1, and it tells you everything was good? Even starts off the first verse in Genesis chapter 2 letting you know it was very good. And then here you are doing it out again. But okay, let's read. Verse 7. And Yahawah formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. Yahawah planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man when he had formed, who he had formed. And out of the ground Yahawah made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and desirable for food. The tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of righteousness and evil was in the midst also. Now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it pictured and became 4 riverheads. Hey, family, I got to stop again right there. I see something else, family. In this Genesis chapter 2 creation, it tells you that the tree of life was in the middle of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of righteousness and evil was in the midst also. In Genesis chapter 1, it didn't say nothing about the tree of righteousness and evil. In Genesis chapter 2, now you see the tree with the part evil. At least it mentions it. In Genesis chapter 1, we can say that it's there, but it did not mention it. But in Genesis chapter 2, I can't help but see it. It's right there. This wasn't in Genesis chapter 1. But in Genesis chapter 2, it's telling you now that the tree of evil is there also. Quite interesting. Okay, verse 10. Now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it parted and became 4 riverheads. The name of the first, Pishon. It is the one which encompasses the whole land of Hivilah, where there is gold, and the gold of the land is of high quality. Pearls and the onyx stone are there. The same of the second river is Gihon. It is the one which encompasseth the whole land of Cush. The name of the third is Tigris. It is the one which goes toward the east of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. Then Yahawah took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work and to care for it. And Yahawah commanded the man, saying, of the tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of righteousness and evil you must not eat. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. And Yahawah said, it is not satisfactory that man should be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him. Out of the ground Yahawah formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air and brought them to Adam. You see this, family? Even the animals are made out of the ground. Out of the ground Yahawah formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air and brought them to Adam to see what he would name them. And whatever Adam named each living creature, that was its name. So Adam gave names to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper suitable for him. And Yahawah caused the deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept. And he took flesh and bone from man's side and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the flesh and bone which Yahawah had taken from the man, he made into a woman and brought her to the man. And Adam said, this is now bone from my bone and flesh from my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and he shall be united to his wife. And in parentheses it says wives with an S. I didn't write this. Wives with an S, in his own house, and they shall therefore be as one family. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they felt no shame. And that's also a side note I noticed. That ain't in your King James Bible. That said wives with an S with parentheses. Uh-huh. But we're not going to dwell on that right now. I just wanted to read the first 2 chapters of the book of Genesis so we can take what we can take out of that and come to our own conclusion, family. Play this video back as many times as you need to. And we were reading out of the Yahawah Bible. And I've heard people say this before, but I never saw it until today. And I don't know if this is what I'm seeing. Maybe this is. Maybe it just seems like it. But I've heard people say before, there are 2 creations in Genesis. One in chapter 1 and one in chapter 2. Now, I'm seeing something going on in there because in Genesis chapter 1, the whole entire world, the animals, and man are created. And literally in Genesis chapter 2 is literally telling you the creation story again. Back-to-back chapters. Only thing this time in Genesis chapter 2, it talks about a tree of knowledge of righteousness and of evil. Chapter 1 never mentioned nothing bad. Chapter 1 says everything was very right. But then in chapter 2, I'm seeing it's the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But chapter 1 made no such mention. It's something to think about. Because if the tree of knowledge of good and evil was in chapter 1, at least in the Yahawah Bible, why didn't it say so? I'm just saying, it's something to think about. I'm questioning everything. It's a lot going on in the beginning, in the Garden of Eden, with Adam and Eve, the serpent. It's a lot going on in Genesis' first 2 chapters. You can read multiple versions of the Bible, first 3 chapters, and see it's a lot going on. And we've been lied to about everything. So everything that we think we know deserves a second look. And don't be afraid of giving it a second look, third look, fourth look. You know why, Hebrew? Because if what we have been believing is the truth, it will continue to stand up. But many of our people are afraid to really examine what they think and believe because they're afraid. What if their beliefs change? What if they see something that they didn't see before? And they subconsciously know that's going to cause for you to make a move. You're going to have to take action. You're either going to have to get with the program, whatever that might be, or you're going to have to ignore truth. And you guys know in your spirit, there's a consequence to pay when one willfully and voluntarily ignores the truth. That's not something that I'm willing to do. And I know a lot of you guys out there, you're not willing to do that either. Definitely, for sure. Anybody sticking around here watching these videos these days, let alone commenting on these videos, I know that you guys are not willing to just accept what somebody tells you. This channel promotes people doing their own research. And when you realize that the error of your ways, in whatever way you may have erred, you're going to tighten up and go the other way, even if everybody else says you're crazy. Even if everybody else says you're wicked. Even if everybody else says you're into witchcraft, sorcery. You know that you're not into any of that garbage. So you are going to go where the Most High leads you. You got to be you. You can't be nobody else, Hebrew. You can't be nobody else. The Most High made other people and he made you. He made you to be you, Hebrew. Hebrew, hit this like button, hit this share button, share this video with somebody, and tap the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications so that you get every notification when we go live. King David says, facts. Bring it out. Hey, family, I make these videos because I love the God of Israel and I love his children. Y'all are my brothers and sisters. I want us to get everything that we got coming to us in this world and the world to come, family. And I want the truth. I don't care how much it hurts. The truth is a double-edged sword, family. And right now, it's just spiritual. At some point, believe it or not, family, we're going to wield physically a two-edged sword. And we're going to execute the judgment written. That's when we sing in that new song. Oh, yeah. And we're going to take your kings and take your nobles, and we're going to bind them with chains and fetters of iron around their hands, neck, and wrists. Oh, yeah. We're going to drag you kicking and screaming. Your nobles, your kings, your governors, your mayors, going into captivity, hardcore slavery, brutal slavery, just like you did us. We're going to strip you of everything you own, just like you did us. All the lands that you got, we're going to take them from you, just like you did us. We're going to leave you with nothing, just like you did us. We're going to break up your families. Oh, yeah, just like you did us. Guess what? You don't like this? You shouldn't have did this to us, because you are going to drink from this cup, whether you like it or not, whether there are people out there trying to save you or not. I'm telling you right now, you are going to drink. Obadiah 1:15. As you have done, so shall it be done. You ain't getting away. Yah saves me, says shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom to you, brother. Yah saves me. Always good to see you in the building. I don't know how long you've been around, but if you haven't watched from the beginning, brother, Yah saves me, go back and check it out from the beginning. All you Hebrews out there, share this video with somebody. Like this video. When this video uploads, Hebrews, if you guys see anything in these two chapters that we read, maybe it's something that all of us are missing. Maybe something is leaping out from these first two chapters to you. When this video uploads, Hebrews, go back, let us know, share with us. We're trying to see what we're missing here, what's going on. Hazelwoods says, Shalom, family. You have to read Jubilees chapter 2 and 3. I have always had a problem with Genesis 1 and 2 because it's like something was taking out. I feel you, Hazelwoods. There is a lot of, shall we say, shenanigans going on around here, up in here, up in here. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to read Hazelwood's comment again for anybody who didn't hear this or see this. Hazelwood says, Shalom, family. You have to read Jubilees chapter 2 and 3. I have always had a problem with Genesis 1 and 2 because it's like something was taken out. And you see that, family? And there will be Hebrew Israelites out there who will say, no, this is wrong. This is wicked. Guess what? You guys are not ready to go deep sea diving because these heathen, pagan, Gentile beasts, they added to our scriptures and they took away from our scriptures. All it takes is for Hebrews to actually be honest when we're reading and stop letting religion box us in, because that's what we've been doing, y'all. Religion teaches you, no, everything there is 100% perfect, just like it was, even though these heathens had your Torah for hundreds of years, doing whatever they wanted to it. We got some nerve to actually think we got all the Torah back and intact. We got some nerve to even suggest something like that after knowing how crazy and demonic these heathens have been. Hazelwood says even the book of Adam and Eve is slightly different than version of the story. I bet. And you know what I'm going to do, Hebrews? Because I don't own the book of Jubilees, but guess what I'm going to do? Because see, we're not playing games around here. We are out for the truth, and we are not going to let somebody saying, don't read this, don't read that. You guys are missing the boat. Because you guys, anybody telling you don't read this, don't read that, guess what they're saying? Guess what they're saying to you? They're saying the Torah is just fine just the way that these heathen, pagan, Gentile beasts gave it back to you. That's what they're telling you. Whenever you get a pastor, a teacher, a moray, or elder telling you, don't read this, don't read that, only read the books that the slave master gave us, they're telling you that the slave master never laid a hand on the book. And you know that that is a lie. So why are your teachers and mores telling you don't read this, don't read that? It's easy. It's either only two things. Either they're too scared to look for knowledge themselves, or they are actually working for your slave master. Because your slave master tells you, don't read this, don't read that. So why is your elder and your moray telling you the same thing? Either they're afraid of knowledge themselves and they're sticking to the slave code, because that is a slave code, following the slave master's instruction. Don't read this, don't read that. You can only read this. God's going to kill you, if you read other books. Says who? Says who? The slave master? The Roman Catholic Church? We ain't doing that crap no more. And I'm saying, anybody coming on here saying, don't read this, don't read this, I'm telling you, I'm going to block you. I'm telling you right now, you're getting blocked until you snap out of it. Sin Augusta says, just a thought. Genesis 1:26, then Genesis chapter 2 and 7. Read it again. Is it just me, or he created man twice? Hey, Sin Augusta, that's what I'm saying, bruh. That's what I'm saying. When I read Genesis chapter 1, the whole Genesis chapter 1, God creates man, beast, everything on the earth. And then in Genesis chapter 2, it seems like he's creating it again. And I was asking y'all, was that just me? But Brother Sin Augustus letting me know it's not just me. He sees it too. And I'm going to read it again. You said it, brother. I'm going to read it again. I'm glad you're saying that, and I'm glad that somebody else is seeing that. This is what it's all about, family. That's why I like going live, family. Oh, we're going to get to the bottom of the truth, and we don't care who likes it, okay? Just a thought. Genesis 1:26. I'm going to read it again. Genesis 1:26, and it reads, then Yahawah said, I will make man in my image, according to my likeness. They will have rulership over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. Okay, that's Genesis 1:26. Then he says, then Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, read it again. I'm about to read it. Genesis 2 and 7, he says, is it just me, or he created man twice? Let's read it. Genesis 2 and 7. Genesis 2 and 7, and it reads, and Yahawah formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. It seems to me, Sin Augustine, that you are correct. Does anybody else out there on the live or the playback see that? Is it just us, or is the Most High appears to be doing it again? After he's already created man, he's going back and doing it again. That's what it seems like. But look, that's why we read these lies, putting our Hebrew heads together and seeing what we come up with. Family, we're going to figure this out. And understand this, Hebrew, a lot of Hebrew Israelites are going to get angry at us because we're determined to figure it out. We're not going to say, don't look here, don't look there, don't read this, don't read that. If you want that kind of instructions, go to church. Your church will tell you that. Don't read this, don't read that. Only read this. And I got Hebrew teachers, leaders, and elders and mores out there telling you, only read this, only read that. And those same people don't even acknowledge that the Torah is going east and west at the same time. We're not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of truth. And I'm not afraid to call out inconsistencies. I'm not the one who wrote this. I'm just reading from this. But people will actually get mad at you, Hebrew, because you're calling attention to it. You better believe they're going to be Israelites who are going to be angry that we're calling attention to Genesis 1:26 and Genesis chapter 2 and 7. Oh, this is ridiculous. Is it? And that's going to be all those surface Israelites. Most Israelites, they only want to stay on the surface. They're too afraid of what they may find. If they put that spiritual scuba gear on, they're too afraid of what they may find, Hebrew. So they don't want no parts of that. Period. Daughter of Zion, Kenita. Good to see you, sis. Daughter of Zion, Kenita says, Shalom, family. And a big shalom to you, sister, daughter of Zion, Kenita. Brother King David says, facts got to be dumb as a sack of rocks to really believe we got 100% untouched book. One thing that's consistent is serve the Most High alone and keep his laws. Everything else is going everywhere. Facts, King David. But most of our people cannot see this because this is cleverly disguised. That's how you know it's the work of the serpent and the serpent seed, family. The serpent is more subtle than any beast of the field. Hazelwood says, I believe they changed Genesis 1:26 because really it doesn't make sense and it's not clear, at least to me. Got it, Hazelwoods. Y'all see this? All the stuff that we talking about, family, it's going to be so many Israelites who are going to call us wicked because we're asking questions. We're looking because we want the truth. King David says their pride left the important stuff in because they feel like we will be so bad out of shape, we won't catch that. And if we do, they got the New Testament to get us off to idol worship. Y'all, if I had a sound effect board, I would hit the nuclear bomb. Boom! That's it right there, y'all. Family, this thing is so deep, Hebrews. Hebrews, this is much deeper than any of us could ever imagine. This is why they don't want you researching. Okay? And going back to what Sister Hazelwood said, Shalom, when she made this comment right here, Shalom, family, you have to read Jubilees chapter 2 and 3. And look, y'all, I don't own the book of Jubilees, but one day what I'm going to do, I'm going to come on here, we're going to go live, and I'm going to pull up the book of Jubilees on my phone. And we're going to read it from there. You see, this is what it is, family. The Most High brings us all together. The Hebrews who worship him and him alone, the Most High brings us together, puts our Hebrew brains together, and then we start brainstorming on how we can get to the bottom of this. The Most High gives all of us different pieces, y'all. It's just Hazelwood suggested we read Jubilees chapter 2 and 3. Guess what? Get ready for that on one of these live streams coming soon. We're going to come on here. We're going to read Jubilees chapter 2 and verse 3 and see what we get out of it, family. Gone are the days of letting anybody tell us you can't read this. You got to be kidding me. Show me the Most High commandment where he says, thou shalt not read the book of Jubilees. Show me the command where the Most High says, thou shalt not read the book of Jasher. It ain't in there. Anybody telling you that, that's their own personal opinion. They got their own thoughts and their own agenda. Whether their agenda is good or not, it ain't a command. And I don't care about what somebody says as far as me having to do what they say. If it ain't a commandment from the Most High, it's an opinion. Guess what? I'm going to read whatever book I want to read as long as I worship the Most High and him only and keep his laws. You think that the Most High can't show you what's true and what's not? But see, most Hebrews, they're scared to death of the spiritual power of the Most High. I've been saying it and I'm going to keep saying it. The average everyday Hebrew Israelite is scared out of his or her mind of spiritual power from the Most High. You will only accept spiritual stuff happening when you can read about it in a book. The moment you see it show up in real time, you run for the covers and you hide under the bed because you're scared to death. That's where you get all that. Don't read this, don't read that. I've been telling you, somebody could show up right now. If somebody showed up here right now, pushing the Most High and him only, keeping the Most High laws to the best of their commandments, but you saw them bring down fire out of heaven on top of the U.S. Army and kill U.S. soldiers for messing with the Hebrew Israelites, you know what most Israelites would say? they would say that that Hebrew is doing witchcraft. They would say, this is evil, Ak. He poured down fire out of heaven. But he telling you to worship the Most High and him only, and he keeping the Most High's laws. But you saw him exhibit spiritual, supernatural power, and that turned you off because you're scared to death. That's how Hebrew Israelites are, y'all. I'm telling you right now. If somebody saw somebody with a staff or any kind of device that they put down and turned it into a snake, or say that they brought down hell from heaven. Say somebody, a Hebrew Israelite came out there and made lions, tigers, and bears attack our enemies. There would be Hebrew Israelites out there who would say, this is evil, Ak. He caused lions to attack the oppressor. This is not of the Most High. Are you kidding me? That's how Hebrew Israelites, I'm telling y'all, I know our people, y'all. Our people are terrified of spiritual power. Hold on, let me back up, y'all. Let me back up. Daughter of Zion, Kenita says, I pondered these verses and I reread them over and over. My level of understanding has expanded over the years. I thought the second one just went into detail about how Yah made man. Okay, daughter of Zion, Kenita. Hazelwood says somebody took out something to hide themselves. Okay, Hazelwood, sounds very probable. Daughter of Zion, Kenita says, yes, Hazelwoods, that's what I think now also. They tried to hide, but they've been found out, and I know who it is. Laugh out loud. That's right. Oh, yeah, y'all. We smell what the rock is cooking. We can smell what the rock is cooking. We can smell what the rock is cooking, y'all, and we're finding out stuff more and more, and our enemies are not liking that. And our enemies have even enlisted many of our people to spew the same talking points as they do. Don't read this book. Don't read that book. Don't look up at the star. Don't look up at the moon. Don't look at the total solar eclipse. Don't look at nothing. Just keep your head down. Whatever's in there, just believe it all. Don't question nothing, boy. That's the kind of time they got us on, y'all. But the Most High is bringing that foolishness to an end. All praises. Hazelwood says, at daughter of Zion Kenita, I think I know too, laugh out loud. That's right. The jig is up, family. The jig is up. And see, family, this is why I like going live, family. Family, we all learn from each other. And we all love each other. When you worship the Most High and him only, and you try your hardest to keep his laws, the Most High gives you knowledge. He reveals things to you. He gives you things that he doesn't give everybody else. Daughter of Zion said, yes, that's right. That's why they all under 5013C. That's right. Bring it out. And it's sad, y'all. Most of our people can't see that, y'all. And you know what? Family, they're going to be people who watch these videos like we doing right now. They're not going to comment in the live chat. They're not going to comment when the video uploads, but they are watching, family. And you know what they're saying about me, about you guys, you women? You guys are some wicked Israelites. Everything they're saying is abominable. How dare you question the Most High? That's what they're going to try to say. Not knowing that, hey, we don't question the Most High. We know the Most High is for real. We question the editing of these books where we know that they've taken stuff out and they've added stuff too. The New Testament is living proof of that, family. Anybody try to open their big black mouth and say that the book has not been tampered with, where the hell you think you got the New Testament with? That's a result of tampering, family. But they're going to actually tell you, okay, well, only the New Testament got bad parts in it. Everything in the Old Testament, none of that stuff was touched. You got to be kidding me. I can't believe I fell for it as long as I did. But you know what? Clearly, that was part of the journey. The Most High didn't give us total blindness overnight, and he not going to restore us totally overnight. He does everything in his own time. And we can see by some of the things that he's been doing as of late, particularly the last few years since 2020. We can see what times we living in. Even those people who couldn't see before, a lot of people since 2020, if you couldn't see then, you can see a little something now. You can see a little something now. Hebrew, hit the like button if you haven't already. Share this video with somebody if you dare. And subscribe to this channel, Hebrew. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. And you know what? If we guys, we're going to do more. The next time we do a live reading, I'm not saying it's going to be the next live we do, but soon we're going to do chapter 3 and 4. Brother Kenyon Isaiah says, are you going to read some scriptures, bro? Hey, bro, I just read Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, bro. If you, I don't know how long you've been here, but if you haven't heard that, go back to the beginning, Brother Kenyon Isaiah, watch that. And soon coming up, we'll be doing chapter 3 and chapter 4. Good to see you in here, Brother Kenyon Isaiah, as always. King David says, just how I bought a verse 1 translation in the Torah, says JC, then the original translation said David. That's proof they edit and wordplay in the Torah. Exactly. But our people are still going to be pig-headed and still going to try to say they haven't touched the Torah at all. At this point, that kind of talk is almost ridiculous when I hear it now. It's borderline insanity when I hear people talk like that now. That's what religion will do to us. That's what religion had done to me for years. And most of our people are still in religion. Even Torah-only Hebrew Israelites, they're still in religion. That's why they can't break free. Sin Augusta says, people love the KJV, but I have books I can prove King James didn't write the book after he visited America. Yeah, brother. It's all kind of books out there, brother, that can prove all kind of stuff we saying, yo. Kenyon Isaiah says we need more scriptures in the last days. Much love, family. That's right. Absolutely right, Kenyon Isaiah. We need it. And you know what? We're going to get it too. Brother, like I was saying, if you wasn't here from the beginning, please go back. We read Genesis chapter 1 and 2, but we're reading out of the Yahawah Bible so we can see the little differences in all the different translations. And also something that we saw, at least some of us, it appears as if there's 2 creations. One in Genesis chapter 1, one in chapter 2. Let us know what you think in the playback. You can go to the comment section, brother. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think about what we read. If you go back and listen to it, and then let us know what you think. I've always heard people say that before. It's 2 different creations in Genesis chapter 1 and 2, but I've never seen it until today. Now, I'm not saying that what I'm seeing is I'm necessarily got to be 100% correct, but as of right now, when I read it just now in this live, it looks to me like it's 2 creations. And in Genesis chapter 2, it talks about the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Genesis chapter 1 didn't mention the tree of knowledge of good and evil. I don't know if y'all caught that. Anybody on here on this live, go back and listen to this live as many times as you need to, because that's what it is, an audio recording. Listen to Genesis 1 and 2 out of the Yahawah Bible. Listen to it once. Listen to it twice. And when this video uploads, y'all hit the comment section up and let me know something that y'all may see then that you don't see now. We putting our heads together, family. We're going to keep doing this until the day that we leave this earth. Worship the Most High and Him only. Do your best to keep His commandments and try your best to get as close as you can to the truth. Because clearly, we can see that this thing has been manipulated. We can see that there's been lies added to. And anybody want to say, no, the scripture's never been touched. How do you think we got the New Testament? A whole entire book of add-on. So y'all, and it wasn't just the New Testament that they touched. They took the Torah from you. They added stuff to the Torah and took stuff away and added on a whole nother part too. They did all kind of stuff, y'all. We got to stop acting like we don't see this, because this is holding us back. But I understand it's a touchy subject. Many people are afraid to look because religion has told us if you look over here, God's going to kill you. If you read another book, God is going to kill you. but God never said such thing. Men said that. Religion said that. Your pastor, your teacher, your moray, your elder is teaching you the same thing the other nations are teaching you. Teaching you the same thing the Roman Catholic Church taught you. Don't read this, don't read that. King David says facts, and it ain't trying to serve him only. You either going to or not. No sidekicks, period. No sidekicks. So for all of you Messianics, all of you Christ lovers, you JC lovers, you Yeshua lovers, Yahawah, Yehoshua, you can call him whatever name you want. He's going to get you killed if you're thinking that the Most High God got a sidekick. But the only reason the whole world even follows the sidekick, why? Because the scriptures have been added to, family. We gonna stop playing with that over here. Daughter of Zion Kenita says there's two creations. One is human and the other was carbon. Daughter of Zion Kenita, you may be onto something, sister. See, this is why Hebrew Israelites, you notice Hebrew Israelites don't like to talk about the Garden of Eden. They don't like to talk about the first few chapters of Genesis. They don't like that. Daughter of Zion says, we are of the earth and our skin matches the dirt we came from. Bring it out. Brother Kenyon Isaiah says, America is falling. Scriptures with action will be a must in these last wicked days. Facts, brother. And you know what's so beautiful about that, Brother Kenyon Isaiah? It's because the scriptures are coming out that is bringing the fall of America. It's because the scriptures are coming out that the Israelites are waking up. It's because the scriptures are coming out. It's not many of us, but there's a small sect of Israelites who are turning to the Most High without the sidekick. It's because the scriptures are coming out that people are even attempting to learn any laws of the Most High and keep those laws to the best of their ability. That's all because scriptures are coming out. And by default, when the truth of the scripture comes out, that by default brings America down. And not only America, the whole world. Because when America goes down, family, the world is going down. Believe it or not, Hebrews, America sneezes and the world catches a cold. That's the way this is. It's because of these hardcore scriptures. It's because Old Testament only Hebrew Israelites are waking up and doing their part. That's accelerating the destruction of America, Hebrews. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but you, and when I say you, I'm talking Most High only Hebrews. Your actions, you finding out the truth and taking action on the truth, is directly correlated to the destruction of the nations. This is a beautiful thing watching this, y'all. Kenyon Isaiah, this is a beautiful thing, brother. Watching this, brother. America is definitely falling. King David says, see, when you start talking on that level, going to go over people's heads, saying woke this and woke that talk, because they're one-dimensional. Just how looking at fire and etc is healthy for your body and etc. Yes, King David. This thing is so deep, family. It's deeper than the abyss. And I'm telling you, family, many of us do not know what kind of world we live in. And you know how? Prime example, many of us have no idea that we live in the kind of world that a fire-breathing beast lives at the bottom of the ocean. Many of you guys out there, you think that that's just a figure of speech. You think it's just a parable. It's a parable. It's not real. I'm telling you niggas, it's real. There is a fire-breathing monster that lives in the bottom of the ocean, and his name is Leviathan. It's not a parable. It's not a figure of speech. This is a literal fire-breathing monster. But see, many people cannot fathom that we live in the kind of world where the Most High would actually create something like that. But we do. But many of you, because you haven't seen Leviathan, you think it's just a figure of speech. It's spiritual, brother. There's not a real fire-breathing monster in the beast in the ocean. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, it is. King David says, but the woke community is so wicked and worship the elements and not the Most High. They make it seem like his stuff is not important and make it too evil, while the Most High said, woe to them that make good evil and evil good. King David, you are absolutely right. Can't make this stuff up, y'all. Daughter of Zion, Kenita says, everything not common about to be burnt off this plane, and we will be restored to our rightful places, back in harmony with the earth. And yes, I've seen the sea creatures running from sea to escape. See, nobody want to talk about that. This is not a figure of speech. It's not a parable. I'm telling you guys, there's a literal fire-breathing reptilian monster waiting to be revealed. Okay, not making this up, y'all. You're gonna see one day. We all gonna see. King David says, I was just watching a video where the Most High said he made dragons from a Torah only brother. Literally, a dragon is coming also. Facts, King David. Facts. And you know what? Another reason why people don't want you reading the Apocrypha. I forgot where it's at in there, but it goes into that too. Dragons are not mythology. Hey, family, you got no idea what kind of world we live in, family, because everything has been covered up. It's been a lie. Everything we've been taught is all BS. Daughter Zion, look, Kenita says, Leviathan. Bring it out, sis. That's right. King David says, leave his link after the live. Hey, bet, King David, please leave that. We will all like to check it out. Hebrews, I've taken up enough of your time. I love each and every one of you here. I love you guys. I respect you guys' opinion. I want to know what you guys think. That's why I encourage conversations in these live chats. Family, I love the fact that we can all come here, talk. We can give our point of view, give what we see. Because sometimes other brothers and sisters see things that we don't. So that's why it's good to do this in live time. Hazelwood says, at King David, you are so right about the woke community, even the so-called We Are Indians community. Facts, Hazelwoods. Facts. You guys, I love each and every one of you guys that is here right now, whether you're on the live or on the Play Bizac. If you haven't already, Hebrews, hit that like button. I mean, smash that like button. Share this video with somebody if you can. And if you're not subscribed, tap the subscribe button. And also hit the bell so that you get all notifications. J.I. Meadows says 100. Always good to see you, brother J.I. Hope all is well. King David says this place is way, way deeper than what people think. But soon that spiritual realm crack everything they thought was a joke will be a reality. Yes, King David. And in that day, that's when all the naysayers will wish that they would have considered. But it'll be too damn late. J.I. Meadows says, what's up, my peeps worldwide? What's up, brother J.I. Meadows? And what up to all Hebrew Israelites who are scattered into all four corners? King David says, but Tyvex, y'all be safe. Tyvex to all of you Hebrews out there, purity and becoming one. Hebrews, you all be safe. May the Most High smile upon you and bless you. Until the next time, Hebrew, peace.